And hello, and welcome to new season, Tim. I'm not sure if you want to call this the new season, but it is a new season of the full Quota podcast with myself and Mpho and Tim, as well as Tim Del Lace. It's going to be another jam-packed season of cricketing discussion, everything else, and we've got an incredible interview lined up for you to start it off as we go into the new cycle. The new financial year of CSA started at, I think, at the end of April, and so we're all moving down. Let me introduce my co-host, Tim. Tim, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yes, I think we can call this season 2. We've had at least 2 weeks break, if I'm not mistaken. We needed a refresh. We needed a bit of a break from the constant podcasts. But yeah, all ready for the what's new and the different things we're going to be giving you going into the next couple of months.
Yes, Tim, that's very true. And so now, obviously, we've got a great interview lined up for you. But for those who are wondering about when we're going to talk about what's been happening at CSA, the news that came out today, we will be doing that tomorrow. So just do watch out for that. We're just going through everything, just making sure that we don't want to do because the problem about a reaction that's very fresh is that sometimes you just miss certain things, so a certain angle. So we're trying to see what the best angle is, and we're going to try and give you our thoughts as well as what we think is going to happen going on. But we've got a really, really awesome guest for you. I'm not sure if he's doing it from his home county now or his adopted county, but we have Protea bowler, fast bowler Dane Paterson here to discuss his career and his current playing situation at Nottinghamshire as well. He took 10 wickets last week or a couple of weeks ago, so we are all excited here because Tim does this. Tim always just watches South African players. If you're a South African player, he'll watch you. And so I've been hearing a lot about when you were taking your 8 wickets in that one innings. In that first innings, he kept on sending me messages, and I was like, "Dude, I'm at work." But let's keep on going. The message to watch.
Good on Tim.
Yes. So Dane, we'd like to say thank you for spending some time with us. Are you in your home county? Are you in Nottinghamshire, or where are you right now?
Yeah, I am in Nottingham. We just finished off some training, so. Yeah, the boys are off to Lords. Unfortunately, I'll be out because I pulled up with a back spasm. So, yeah, I could have gone, but don't want to jeopardize a team where I could be bowling my first over in the first inning, all of a sudden pull up. And then, we're in a great position. We're basically playing another team in form, Middlesex. They on top of the 2. Leading by a couple of points. So if we could come out with a positive result, it will be good for us.
Yes, I think you've had a really great start to the season. I think you've taken about 18 wickets so far this season. How are things that side? I think, I know it's not your first time. I think it's your second time as an overseas pro at Nottingham. How is it now this time around?
A bit easier because I think last year I had to learn, I'll basically get to know everybody, learn the conditions. So I was basically busy on the field with training, and then obviously off the field, getting to know my teammates and things like that. So this year's been easier. I've just gotten off the plane and into training, and it just feels like a second home at the moment.
Awesome. Give us an idea of how it all came about, because you were playing for South Africa. You were playing in the last test match when England were here. How did that come about? That move over to Notts?
So before I made my debut with that test match, I think the ECB said that if you play a number of first-class games in the year, I think you qualify. And then I qualified and then got a call from Notts, obviously offering me a coal pack. And then first of all, I said no, and then played the first test, and then in the second test it was a bit between me and Keshav. So basically, with me, like just being in and out the national side, not like being given a proper go at it. So just play one game here, and then back to the Cobras when I was playing for the Cobras, do well, back into the setup, out, back into the setup. So yeah, it was kind of frustrating. So to go back to that, played the second test at the Wanderers because if I remember, it rained the first day.
Yes.
So there was quite a lot of cross coverage. So Boucher just came to me and said that I'm playing because we had like 4 days, and he thought that 4 seamers would do the trick. So yeah, and then said no to knots because I thought, okay, maybe this could be the opportunity now to be a bit longer in the system. And then I think I think I had a chat to Ashwell, and then I think Ashwell had a chat to Graham Smith, I think, and then Ashwell probably just said, like, I think it's a good thing if you sign it. So signed the deal. Never came due to COVID. Never came here 2020, and then came here 2021. And yeah, it's if I look back now, I think for my career, it's been a good move.
Yes,
well, your record at Notts is better than anywhere else you've played for. You've got 72 wickets at 17. So
yeah.
you've taken like a duck to water.
Yeah, I think speaking to Rory, because he's been a long time playing for Northampton, and he actually said that don't look to swing the ball, just try and nip the ball, because I think English players are used to swing. So he just said, do what you do in South Africa, and then you'll be successful in the UK. So yeah, he was quite right at that.
Speaking about that, so obviously we watch and we see the Duke ball hoop around, and we hear all these things about the swinging conditions. And as Tim said, it's the best. You've got the best figures of anywhere you played in your career. What was it? Was it because you were quite a swing bowler here, and you were quite successful here? But what's the difference between bowling, let's say, in the Cape, and bowling in the UK?
Yeah, I think the balls do make a huge difference. I think conditions-wise also, if it's overcast, like day one against Worcester last week, I mean, we won the toss and we bowled, and it was overcast the whole day. And I think if you put it in the right area, and I just think the ball will do its work. I think it's actually not a bad wicket, because if you bowl badly, you get it for boundaries at Trent Bridge, even on a cloudy day. So I mean, if you keep things quiet and hit the length, then you'll get your rewards, because there's always a ball here as in Trent Bridge. So I think as a bowling unit, we know that. So if things don't go our way, we just know that there is a ball in it. So yeah, the balls do make a big difference. I think playing at the coast helped me a lot, because bowling a fuller length, hitting the top of the stumps, the length to go in the Cape. So yeah, I think playing at the coast helped a lot.
That's good to know.
Interesting. What about, particularly with the protests going over there in a couple of months for their series? What about bowling with Stuart Broad? What's that been like? What's Stuart Broad like off the field as well as on? You seem to have built a nice partnership there when he does play, that you guys seem to be gelling quite nicely.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I met him when we played the series over in South Africa, he looked quite intimidating bloke. And then obviously last year met him and basically just started chatting. And basically just made me feel like welcome and that. So he's like, and then obviously he gave me a couple of tips what to do and things like that. Basically he told me just try and hit the deck hard here, don't try to look to swing it. So so yeah, he's been a big help. Lots of experience. It's actually scary to think he's played 152 tests as a seamer and 500 and odd wickets. So yeah, he offers a lot. But one thing I actually admire about him, whenever he's available, he wants to come play for Notts. So that's actually a pleasing thing to see. And he actually gives 100% on the field. So yeah.
That's actually really nice to hear.
Yeah.
About because that's the other thing I think for us who aren't in obviously inside the change rooms and aren't professionals is it feels like in the UK the national team squad members and team players want to play for their counties. We saw Ben Stokes's ridiculous 100 last week.
Yeah.
Tim was watching that because of David Bedingham, by the way, but
yes,
he got a
big
show.
David Bedingham fan.
He's a massive David Bedingham
fan. But I was actually expecting a tweet there when we played against Durham because I got him out twice. So
Tim, you gotta be fair.
You got him out twice. And you got Keegan Peterson out once as well.
Yeah. So
in the same game.
Yeah.
Speaking about all the South Africans, how is it seeing all the South Africans playing against all the guys you used to play with here, that side? Do you guys, I know obviously England is vast and everything. Do you guys meet up? Do you guys chat? But even obviously once you play, like when you're playing Durham, how was that seeing KP and Michael and all those guys?
Yeah. KP and Betters, they are 3 hours away, so it's quite fun. So it's always good to see them. We're always having a banter before the game and stuff. But it's actually nice. We were actually supposed to meet up for beer, but then we bowled them out for 33 overs on day 3. So yeah, so they had a long team meeting and he asked me where am I, but it was good because we just got together just before the Fury fight. So just spent like an hour or two together, and then we went to go and watch a Fury fight as a team because boxing is also followed widely. So it's actually good. I know Buren and Vian, they in Leicester, so they're half an hour away from me. So it's just a pity because they are playing, I think, 7 on the bounce. So yeah, I think once they have a week off, I think we'll meet up. I think George, I don't know how far Kent is, but it's always nice to see South Africans. Even last year, seeing Mashanta Lange, Merva when we played against Somerset, Lewis de Pleer, Mikey Cohen, what else did I see? Carl Abbott played against Simon Harmer. So yeah, it's always good to see South Africans.
Yeah, particularly now with the removal of the core pack, it's good for South African cricket that they're now over there playing a full season, getting the experience. Someone like Lewis Deploy, still got a lot to learn, but a youngster could learn a lot from the more experienced guys that have been there, like Wayne Madsen. Wayne Madsen is basically an Englishman now.
Yes, he is an Englishman right now. And yeah, I mean that's what I've learned also. So many South Africans that have been here for such a long time. So yeah, and they're playing like first team cricket. So yeah, it's good to know.
Mm.
What's it like working with Peter Morse? I ask this because he's been the England coach twice. So, I'm told he's very technical as a coach. Is that true?
Yeah, he's a very technical coach, but when it comes to man management, I think it's one of the best coaches I've worked with. I think it's important these days to have man management sorted as a coach, because I mean, as players, you go through a lot if you have a dip in form, and I mean, just seeing how he works in that section of coaching is unbelievable. But I mean, he's worked with so many characters. He's seen everything that's come and gone. So experience-wise, it's a lot. So yeah, it's one of the best coaches that I've worked under. Technical-wise, he's good. I mean, if you have a bad session, you'll hear about it. But at the end of the day, he'll say, if you do he'll say okay, my bad. I should have had that outburst, but it was needed. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of coaches. So basically, he focused more on the batters, and we have a bowling coach, Kevin Shine. So basically, I'll be working with him. So yeah, so split. So there's a lot of splits when it comes to that. But yeah, unbelievable human being, unbelievable.
That's really good to hear, especially from a coaching perspective. Dan, I'm going to take you back a little bit. I'm going to ask you, how did you get into the game of cricket? You know, I always ask our guests this, but it's very fascinating to hear how the stories end up.
We used to live opposite the park. So I have an older brother, so he used to play. He used to be they used to call it the Super Juice Academy in Boland. So he used to be a part of that because he played club cricket in Boland, in the Boland League. So he used to have him and his mates. So obviously, he's 7 years older.
Dane, can you hear us? Sorry about that, everyone. Dane's just having some technical difficulties. Tim, can you hear me?
I can hear you. As he was talking about his brother, he went off for me.
Yeah.
Wait to see he might have just pressed the mute button by mistake.
Okay. He's taking himself off, but we'll just wait. We do apologize for that. Yeah, so far so good. How are you loving this conversation, Tim?
It's good. It's always good to get opinions.
I'm back. Dane back.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. So as I was saying, he had a lot of older mates. So I think one day they were playing cricket on the field, and obviously me being this young boy running in between them, wanting to play because obviously you want a chance to now show these big guys that you can also play. And then my brother was like, "Come here." So basically, he said, "Just stand like over here in front of me," and then stood there and told his friend, "Just bowl here, please." So basically, it was a half volley. Basically, smacks it back at me in my eye, and then obviously me running to my mom, and I think we always joke about it because he says he thinks that day he hit some cricket sense into me. So yeah. So yeah, we always used to play like cricket in the house and things like that. Eating my mom's lamps broken, so me bowling. So yeah, that's how I started to basically grow the love for cricket.
when did you realize that you could make a future out of it? That it wasn't just going to be a hobby and do things on a Saturday, that you could actually make a career out of the game?
Yeah, I think when I made under 17 week at Western Province, we had the week in Bloemfontein, and I finished up the highest wicket taker. And I was like, okay, could do this. And then played, and then made the Coke week for Western Province. I took like 2 wickets in that whole week. I was like, oh no, this is not what I wanted. And then 2009 made my first class debut against Northern Cape. And then started playing, because you never know. You were just like, okay, you think you can make it, so let's give it. And then started playing, doing well. I think that year we won the 3-day cup and the 1-day cup. And then got a call from Mpho to say he wants me to trial at the Dolphins, and then trial there. And then I think on my 20th birthday, I think I made my first class debut for my franchise debut for the Dolphins. And I spent like 2 years there at the Dolphins, and then I was like in the balance because I didn't have a great last year. And then, I think came back to Western Province on a semi-pro, played 4 games, and then haven't looked back.
Okay, that's awesome. It's always fascinating to see how people started and the journey, because obviously all journeys are different, especially to the highest level. The fact that you got to the highest level is a testament to your character and your determination. You came back to South Africa last year to play in the new revamped 4-day or domestic structure. You're playing for the Warriors. How was that experience? I know you didn't play a lot of games. What did you? Because everyone was talking about, obviously it's strengthening the competition. How did you find that season last year, or that ended this year? Sorry.
Obviously I wanted to play more games, but I came back injured. I had a bone stress on my L5 that was close to a stress fracture. So I had like 8 weeks off. So I was a bit disappointed because I was quite excited to play and see how the new format with this new 2 divisions. But yeah, it's actually very enjoyable there at the Warriors. There's a lot of good young players that are coming through there that are willing to learn. So I think me as a more experienced guy just try to help the fast bowlers there, because I think at this stage of my career, I think you just want to give the guys that wanna learn. I think I have this philosophy where I won't like come to you to me, because if you're willing to learn, you want to find out how to do this, how to do that. So yeah, that was quite enjoyable because some of the youngsters wanted to actually learn of me. So it was actually good. But I enjoyed them. I enjoyed PE. I love playing in PE. I think I made my my Cobra's debut in PE, where Andrew Patik scored 248 and Ashwell scored 197. I took like 5 for 130, I think. I bowled plenty of overs. It was a flat wicket. So I mean, I love playing at St George's Park. So yeah, it was just a pity that I played such a little games, and I think it was also disappointing because on the last 4-day game I got COVID. So the last day of the pub I got COVID. So I actually was a bit disappointed missing out on that game in Bloemfontein, because I think we had a big chance of winning the 4-day competition.
Yes, and the thing about that Warriors team is that they were very young, and it was a bit of a surprise because obviously they don't have a lot of the big names that the Lions and the Titans had, and they gave as much as they got, and that's one of the things I loved about what Robbie P was
Yeah.
building there. Um, the other thing is you're moving to Western Province
Yes.
for the next season.
Yeah.
I've got two questions about that. How do you feel about returning home? And the other thing is, has that Newlands wicket actually changed throughout your career? Because it looks a lot flatter, and I think throughout the season, the spinners were taking a lot more wickets. Or will you be coming back to make sure that you set the record straight and it's just a fast bowler's paradise?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to come back. I mean, it's the way it all started. I think once Salih Nakadin got the job, I think he gave me a call and he asked me like, what's my plans and things, and he said, there's an opportunity for you to come, but they first have to wait and see who's getting national contracts and who's coming down and stuff like that. So it was in the pipeline, and then I think he gave me I was in Cape Town and he gave me another call and he said, do you want to come back and play? So I was like, I said yes, because the other reason also coming back is because I felt like I was 12 months away from my family. So I got quite a young, I got a quite young little boy. So I mean, spending 6 months away from them, or actually last year 7 months because of COVID, they couldn't travel, and then spent 8 weeks, and then flying in and out from PE. So yeah, that was also one of the big reasons why I also came. I mean, people mustn't think, I didn't enjoy my time at the Warriors. I absolutely enjoyed my time at the Warriors, but yeah, I think that was one of the big reasons just to come home. So I'm not, because it basically felt like I was 12 months away from home.
That makes sense. Family is very important, especially because especially because you guys travel all the way.
Yeah. And the second point is that wicket has definitely got flatter. Definitely. I think since they started building there, and I think all that clay just blew on the wicket and dried it. So I think they could have taken a bit more precautionary, especially winter time and things like that, just to put like a white cloth over the wicket. I might sound like a groundsman. Maybe it's one. I want to become a groundsman. Maybe.
Possible.
Yeah. So I just think it's just lost all its moisture. But yeah, like I say, I just think if they just leave a bit more moisture in, and maybe not sit on the roller as long, just to keep the grass alive. That's one of the things that they can do. I think when they played the Warriors, it actually looked like a good wicket because there was lively grass, and I know it was a low-scoring game, but I mean, I think that's what you could. That's what they could do, because I was actually bowling in the nets because I was coming from that 7-day protocol before play exercise from COVID. So I was actually bowling the nets, and the nets was actually nipping around. So I think they just need to reverse that. So whatever they're doing in the nets, they need to do in the middle.
I felt for Burger this last season when Burger and Marika were out for large parts of the season.
Yeah.
Poor old Burger was doing his best, but he was, without a partner. At Carl Simmons did fantastically, I must say. On a wicket that suited him, he did fantastically.
Yeah, Carl did well. It's just a pity. I know that feeling. I probably got it the last 2 years before I left. So I I know how the fast bowlers feel coming to Newlands. But yeah, hopefully next year I could just twist the groundsman's arm and say, I think Buren would also be in his ear because Leicester are spending a lot of time in the dirt. So,
Oh my word.
yeah. So I think Buren will be more in his ear than I'll be. So yeah.
Yeah, he's having a tough time. What would be your favorite? What's your favorite pitch? Your favorite ground to bowl on? Or say
Well,
your top 2 or 3. Top
yeah,
2 or 3.
obviously, Newlands is number one. That novelty of the mountain doesn't wear off. I think I was there for more than 10 years, so that novelty doesn't wear off. So definitely Newlands. I love playing at St. George's Park. Obviously with the band and that, the one days. But yeah, Trent Bridge has also become a bit special. Just because last year we were sitting in the members' lounge and there's like this big window. So at the end of the day's play, when the sun gets out in the UK, it's quite nice because you just see the sun setting and it just makes it a bit more beautiful, the ground. So I mean, you're just like sitting with your beer after a day's play and you're just looking out and you're being like, this is actually nice. Yeah, gutted to be missing out on Lords, so that would have been a good experience.
Yeah, it's an experience. I went there in 2019 to watch Middlesex play Lancashire, and then I think Dane Villa scored a lot of runs that day. And as a fan, it's an experience. But I'm sure as a player to go through the long room and to go through all those change rooms, it must be something else.
I even wanted to twist Pete Moore's arm to say I'll carry drinks so I can just enjoy the lunches there.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. So but anyway, he said it won't be all. He said
you'll have many more opportunities.
Yeah. He said I'll have a lot of opportunities. So
yeah.
The Duke ball or the Kookaburra ball?
We had one because I took 7 for in PE with the Kookaburra, so I actually don't mind bowling with both balls really. I mean, playing for so long with the Kookaburra turf, you get used to it. So I mean, I don't mind bowling with both balls really. I think this year's balls are this year's Duke balls actually changed a bit because they're a bit smaller and they get out of shape, so they get softer quicker. So basically, to me, it feels like a cooker. English guys, they complain a bit because obviously once it's hard, it goes around a bit. So once it's soft, then I'm like, oh, this ball's fine. Still doing bits. So yeah. So like, I prefer both balls. So yeah.
It's actually pretty cool to see that you are using 2 different balls, and that's the experience about the UK. It's that, or coming from South Africa to the UK, it's learning to do things with different sets of balls and on different pitches, and that's the exciting thing. Dane, which is your favorite format?
The longer format. I think I've always enjoyed the longer format. To be fair. But yeah, I enjoy that more. But I mean, I don't mind playing all 3. I enjoy all 3, but when it comes to red ball cricket, I think I enjoy it a bit more. Okay. I think it's just your rewards at the end of the day. So I think that's what makes it kind of special.
Okay.
Hopefully you'll get to experience finals day in the Blast.
Oh, God, don't remind me about finals day. Oh, again, I got reminded last week actually. The guys in the dressing room, they were like, well, if it was for a certain individual, we probably would have enjoyed finals day last year. So I was like, what? Are you speaking to me? I was like, it's you guys. I did my job. You didn't do your job. And they were all laughing. So it's like a good banter where it was a disappointment, but we can laugh and joke about it now. But I always tell the guys 8 out of 10. I probably would have hit that ball for 6, but yeah, it was just one of those days. One of those days.
It is. Sometimes it's a gamble, you know. Yes.
Yeah.
I think for me, what are your expectations? What are your goals for this year, for this season?
Well, obviously to do well. I think one of my goals is it's actually a long term, but it's obviously to win Div 2 or to get promoted. That's one of the goals. Obviously, hopefully to take another 50 wickets. That's another goal, but I'm not putting too much pressure on myself, because I think if I do that, then I don't take any wickets, then I'll kind of be hard on myself. So that's like a vague goal that I'm not too focused about. So yeah, it's just to do well. But I think the main thing is just to win a couple of trophies here this year. If we could win 2, that would be nice. But I think after our red ball heartache, I think not winning a 4-day game for 1,000 days, 1,000 odd days. I think I'm doing well last year against Div 1 teams, and doing well this year in the comp. So hopefully we can get promoted and win Div 2. I think that's a goal of mine, definitely.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Is there a young English batsman that we should keep an eye out for this Proteas tour that England might select? That you think, hang on, this guy's really good.
Dave, before you answer,
Yes.
Tim, are you asking about David Bellingham?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay, just
When
checking.
he qualifies in 3 years, so no.
Oh,
I'm talking
okay.
about now. Talking about right now.
Yeah. Harry Brooks is turning it on for Yorkshire. So he's a young guy. I think he scored like 600 and odd runs already. Wow. So yeah, I think he's one to watch. Played against him last year actually. He looks quite attacking, because I know in white ball cricket he's actually electrifying. It's actually scary that the young guys. I think we have an all-rounder here, Lyndon James, that's tall and has long levers, bats number 4, bowls first change. It's scary, and he's like 22, I think. So you have Will Smeed also out of nowhere, just comes in, takes on the 100. So I mean, I think if there's a test spot open, I think I know Harry Brooks is young, so I think Sri Lanka's coming over here first. So it will be interesting to see how England go about it. But yeah, I think it will be a good test series against them and the Proteas over here, because it's always a good test series when the Proteas come here.
It's always good.
Yeah.
Always entertaining. I have one more. I promise, one more.
Sure,
this is just coming to my mind. I spoke to Wayne Parnell during the season, and he was saying that the T20 sides in South Africa are too provincial, whereas the English sides they all play it the same way. They might go about it in a slightly different way, but basically they all go out there to attack from the start. So whether it is Yorkshire or Surrey, they play the England way of playing T20 cricket. Have you noticed that? Has that been evident while you've been in there?
I have noticed that. Last year I played the first T20 game against Worcester, and Alex Hales and Joe Clark. Oh my word!
Oh
wow! I was like, I looked at Luke Fletcher. I was like, Fletch, do these guys really play like this from ball one? He's like, yes. And then
so you were just putting it on the line and length, and they were like, it's out. Sorry, dog.
I was like, what? And then every game I played, batters just come hard at you, and I was like, whoa, this is actually scary, because they play fearless. And I mean, obviously you can see why England won the World Cup. But I mean, like, the blast, I mean, obviously the wickets are flat. Sometimes you get a very, very short side. I think so yeah, it's scary, but also where there's like this fearless. I think what I heard in a team chat just before the game, I think we played against Warwickshire. They scored like 240 runs and we lost by 20 runs. So wow. Can imagine. So just before the chase, Peter Moores just said to the batsman, "That's up to you, lads. We back you. You're in charge. We're in the middle. I'm not there for you. So if you think that this is the ball to go, but you go out, we back you. But if it goes for 6, that's a bonus." So like that's the type of chat that goes around. So it's all positive chat. So yeah, it's incredible. So it just filters right down. So
yeah.
It's really good to see. It's really nice to see the different perspective as the way in which teams look at T20s. I think the last question from us here is, what are your career ambitions going forward? What are you looking to get yourself in? Is it coaching? Is it TV? Is it being a groundsman at Newlands? Well, where are you looking? Also, do you still hold some ambitions of getting back into the Proteas setup?
Yeah, there is a small ambition to get there, but I mean, there's so many good bowlers that is coming up, like your Lazard Williams, your Clinton, Steermans, Anrich Nokia's there, Tuan Olivier is there, KG, Lungi, who else is there? I'm missing Dupavlon. So I mean, if I look at it, I'm quite down the line here. So there is a small ambition, but if you look at it, there's a good bowling barrage in South Africa at the moment, which is good to see. I see Gerald Coetzee took 4 for in the one game against Zimbabwe. So I mean, it's looking good for South Africa when it comes to fast bowling. So yeah, there's a small ambition, but I think time is ticking out for me, as you say. But career-wise, trying to do my coaching certificates over here in England. So stealing with an eye when it comes to my bowling coach. So just picking his brain and things like that. So because he's worked with England for a couple of years, so yeah, it's always good to ask him what to do and things like that. So yeah, I mean, today there's a lot of things to go in after cricket. When it comes to cricket, like your media, your commentating, and all that, and coaching. So yeah.
Okay. Well, Dane, thank you very much for joining us today on the Full Quota podcast. I just want to say thank you very much. I wish you all the best for this season and this coming year. Looking forward to seeing you down in South Africa, and maybe if you're up at the Wanderers, I'll come say hi. Yeah, I support the Lions, so I know that you play for the Jersey Clubs.
I'll be your local. I'm in Cape Town. I'll be your local.
Yeah,
so you'll see me all
I'll
the
see
time.
Tim more often.
Yes. Yeah, so you'll see Tim a lot more often.
Yeah.
I'll be up here. I remember you had that stint for the Jersey Stars, and then before MSL shut down. Yeah, we really enjoyed watching you ball up here, and I'm sure I was sad that you didn't say the Wanderers when Tim asked you your favorite pitches, because I'm sure the Wanderers is something really nice.
That's actually Wanderers. I think we played that when it was Nelson Mandela's centenary, I think, against India, and it was packed. That was like, if people say you want to experience a full bull ring, and I experienced a full bull ring, and that's also up there.
But I just want to say thanks, all the best. You've already started the season really well. Looking forward to you taking more English scalps. When South Africans thrive, we're all happy. So wish you all the best, man.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yes, thank you very much, Dane.
Right.
Yes, Tim, thank you very much for organizing that. Really enjoyed just listening to Dane speak about his time that side, as well as his career, and also about the other South Africans that are there. Tim, tomorrow we're going to be talking some deep things. So we're going to leave it for tomorrow. I think we're both going to be sitting on different sides of the fence, but that's why we have this podcast.
That's why we have this podcast. That is why we have this podcast. We're going to do it now, but I think we need to do it completely separately on its own.
I was in the middle of a golf course when the CSA news dropped, and I'm reading this, and I'm like, oh no, guys, no, man. Then I saw your message come in, and I was like, okay, we're going to have to talk about it. So everyone, if you're wondering when we're going to talk about the Boucher situation, be tomorrow. But thank you very much to Dane. Thank you very much, Tim. And we'll say goodbye. Enjoy your day, everyone. Goodbye, good night. And lesale kakahiso.